The story of a people is told best by those who live it out daily. And when the history of that community is informative, inspirational, and insightful, it should then be shared with the world. The Clio Exchange does that.
It's to get the researchers into the finding aids and guides. There is absolutely no way you can research in federal records without an archivist and the finding aids and the guides. You can't do it. Can't be done. And many of the archivists are longtime staff members. Most of them are senior archivists. Now, we've lost quite a few good senior archivists through retirement.
You go up and speak around the country?
Yeah, I get invited to universities and organizations. I'm a member of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, Carter G. Woodson's baby.
Indeed.
I'm a member of Organization of American Historians. And I'm a commissioner with the Maryland Commission on Afro American History and Culture. And I do presentations around, I do panels, forums. I like to get involved with public history programs.
Okay. When you look across the spectrum in terms of our history in this country, where is your sweet spot? I mean,
that's another good question. I don't have one.
Okay, you love it all.
I love it all.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because as an archivist, I have come across all kinds of historical subjects. I've written and published on probably a dozen historical subjects, different topics. Now, if I were in the academy, a professor, I would have to have a focus in African American history, and that would probably be urban history.
Urban history.
Black urban history. Yeah.
And that, I mean, I can see that considering where you grew up.
Yeah.
A lot of history around the St.
Man,
Louis area.
cities are fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly when black people started migrating to them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Change the nature of the city.
Right. And I would think that the destruction of the black community in a lot of those inner city areas has a lot to do with the, just look at Baltimore and the way that inner city area around Inner Harbor was torn down. The impact that has on
Well, if you're a
African
scholar,
Americans.
and see, I was trained in urban history as well as urban geography. You look at cities as organisms. They grow and change as market, economic, political forces impact on them.
Right.
And migration becomes a big part of it. Competition for land use, business, residence is huge. So they change over time. And that explains a lot as to what has been happening with cities the last 50, 60 years.
And that changes the dynamics in terms of the contributions that certain communities can make to a given city.
Well, I never looked at blacks as contributing factors. Blacks were a part of a building process of a city. So they become an integral unit in that city. I just did a paper at the SALA conference in Buffalo. I worked with two urban history historians, and we focused on Buffalo, because it was in Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York.
And my paper went from like 1930 to 1960, but we did an analysis of how Buffalo changed over time. And with it, as with all cities, as blacks moved in and the city grew, so did land space for African Americans grow. And it had a dynamic effect on that city. So yeah, they're a big part of the building process, the city building process of a city. Oh no question about it.
Well, that's the point I was trying to make, is that the connection in terms of changes that occur in cities, when urban renewal wipes out a community, it has a tendency to destroy the historical contributions of the people that live there.
Because those are the people who don't have the power and the voice.
That's right.
Is that simple?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it I would imagine in your studies it demonstrated that some of the heart of the people are taken away.
Oh yeah.
You lose your confidence, you lose your sense of.
Well, black people in cities, as in rural areas, as a concept of what is place, it belongs to them.
Give me that again.
A concept of place.
Okay.
It belongs to them.
Okay.
This is why so many black folks get angry at gentrification.
Yes.
Because not only is race involved, but class is involved, and believe that they're being displaced. But what's happening to a large extent is the economic dynamics and forces of the housing market is changing. If they had the money, they could stay there, but they don't have the money.